It's okay. Off your mind, it's okay. Off your mind,
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk through to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not the off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Can in the touchlight every corner, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my yegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my yegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my yegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh yo yo. My yegun don't come, oh yo yo. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara yìí. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Mayegun diary politico. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun diary láyé bí number one. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìí yẹ. tó bá rúfin o. Máyégún wà mí. Àní ẹ̀ sọ́ra jù. Máyégún ti dé.
Today. Hello there. Good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. And good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is brunch time with Mayegun live. Yeah. So after reading the caption of the broadcast, read the description as well. Pretty much short. Then like it, like the broadcast, share it. All this just to show that you are actually here engaging with this. And finally, it is an open mic. Let me check if our phone is actually like active before I insist. All right. So yeah, it is an open mic where you can phone in just anytime you feel like you want to say something, and you will be sort of like allowed. So hear the broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that it is brunch time again with Mayegun live. Yesterday in Katsina, in a local government area called the Faskari local government area, the Nigerian government and some northern governors, they organized what they call the peace parley between the deadly Fulani terrorists and the northwest of Nigeria. So it was meant to be all the terrorists from the northwest, like all this Katsina, Sokoto, maybe not, partly Kaduna, and all those areas. So they were to come together and make peace with the terrorists. It won't be the first. It won't be the second. It, in fact, won't be like the 100th times peace meeting with the terrorists. But you don't make peace with terrorists. The reason why Nigeria continue to offer peace rather than justice against these terrorists is because their sponsors are those in government. It is as simple as that. So they called a peace meeting. The terrorists who have been killing, kidnapping, and burning down communities. Their leaders came out. Adobayero was there. Another one called Babanla or something was there. Most of the wanted terrorist leaders, they were there with their own team, fully armed, by the way. Another ridiculous thing you will notice in this show of shame of the criminals in charge of Nigeria is that they are willing to organize peace talk with armed terrorists. But when it comes to the activists that are peacefully protesting and demanding for the rights of the people, right? Or demanding that the government should be responsible, then this military, these security guys, that is the time you get to know that, oh my God, so Nigerian police have all these weapons. Nigerian military, they have all these weapons because they are getting ready to face unarmed citizens regular. But when it comes to the terrorists, you know what they do? They disarm themselves. They don't go to such meetings with not even ordinary pen knife. They are not allowed. While the terrorists, in the full glare of the public, the camera, everybody, media, they will be brandishing their different, weapons. Because those who are supposed to put them either on the ground or put them in the ground or in the prison are there to negotiate for peace. So that's what they did in Katsina. This was just after over 30 people were slaughtered in a mosque, right? So they called them and they were there to state their demands for peace. Nobody told us what the demands were. They just said they've signed a peace accord. The terrorists will no longer kidnap them. The terrorists will no longer kill them. And this was less than 24 hours ago. Then just between last night, yeah, and this morning, the terrorists have struck in about 3 to 4 different places in the area where they just made peace talk. You know, they just had a peace talk. And just as they were walking away from the peace talk, they decided to take some what do you call that one? The spoil of the war, the spoil of the peace. So in Tsafe local government area in Zamfara state, it has now been reported that the terrorists struck again. They have kidnapped 40 people so far, as been accounted for. 40 people were taken from their own morning devotional prayer, be what you call that, early morning prayer in the mosque. This is not even like them laying the infidels now. So it seems that everybody is a fair game to the terrorist. As you can see, this one is called Adobayero, right? And let me see if I can get this Adobayero, the way they have presented him, right? The way they presented Adobayero, they made him look like he's one folk hero. He himself controls the vast majority of the northwest and northeast when it comes to the Fulani terrorism in that axis. His mode of operation is so similar to that of the Boko Haram as well. He is so notorious. But at the same time, he seems just like a local folk hero, so to say. This guy sent his own mom, his wife, sent them to Mecca. The government of Nigeria, they were aware of that. Like he still kind of like live normal, like he's a normal person. He has slaughtered both military, police, NSA, DC, name them, the civil defense. He's got the list of the soldiers he's killed. They've declared him wanted, but this will be the second time in 2 months that he's appearing at the peace talk. He's even looking like a Tambua, you know, before Tambua became a billionaire. You know Tambua? Yeah, it looks like the Métis, Tambua that is selling Métis. But as you are looking at him, he's a multi-billionaire. When I say multi-billionaire, this guy alone, from what we gathered, Adobayero, at least control more than 30, he alone controls more than 30% of the terrorism industry in Nigeria. Do you understand what that means? So if they say the terrorism business or industry in Nigeria is now a multi-billion dollars industry where people are kidnapped at will and ransoms are paid, right, in tens, if not hundreds of millions. Adobayero alone has managed to get payouts, like cash out, from more than 4 northern state governors just buying peace. And on every occasion, he's reneged. At a point, they even wanted to kill him in Katsina. He escaped. Remember when he came out for one piece deal like that? There's another one, right? This one too is another deadly terrorist. They call him Babanla or something. Let me go check the name. Right? Baba something. Don't mind me. Oh, I get sometimes I don't. Hey, it's what is his name again? Yeah. So his real name is Makama Ishia Washen Garwa. I don't even know where he came from, right? So he's been operating in the axis of, like Katsina, Kaduna, Taraba, Yobe, Jigawa, all those axes like that. So he's prominent there. So they brought him out for peace talk too. But guess what? They came, they saw, and they walked away with several other victims. Why are you having peace talk with terrorists? Is the big question that you should be asking. And remember, when El Rufaya, Kaduna Littlefinger, said that the mode of, or should I say the model plan that Tinubu's NSA, Riba Dump, the model plan they have for security, to securing Nigeria, is this non-kinetic thing. But pretty much like offering money to the terrorists. That those terrorists who have accepted their pay means the government can control their operation. For example, hey, guys, don't go here, don't go there, kind of. But here is the money. They were being paid. That's what El-Rufai said. And the government went into a straight meltdown. Why would they say that? Where is the evidence? Where is this? The evidence is that these kind of peace meetings are not convened. They are not called without the blessing of the national security advisor to your president. Because their own is that if they can pay as many of them as possible not to attack, they can control the attacks. They don't have any plan of crushing the terrorism per se. Because doing so is practically going to pit them against the real sponsor of the terrorism, who are indirectly also are the backers of the APC, Egbekegbe. I've given instances many times, all right? And I probably don't even have to anymore. But when you have a situation where terrorists can waltz into the town in their numbers, because they have been guaranteed that nobody will touch them. You get that now? And they drove into town majestically, fully armed. And of course, Nigeria kept her promise, because the terrorists will promise them for peace. Do you know that the ungoverned areas in Nigeria are the areas that are still pretty much currently still have Nigerians who are living there? They have not left. They are still there. They have nowhere to go. They are currently living under the rulership of these terrorists, and your government is aware of that. They are so aware of it enough that your government practically actually advises you that there are some ungoverned areas. That is not a media creation. In Nigeria, the terrorists have gained so much ground across the northern part of Nigeria, battling them so much in the middle belt part of Nigeria, while others have advanced even deeper into the southern part of Nigeria. Ungoverned areas. Areas where you will never see policemen, you will never see military, you will never see any security official, you won't see government presence. They've all fled. People living in these communities are now paying taxes to the terrorists controlling their own area for peace. Do you know something? Despite that majority of them have been under this kind of terror-led leadership inside Nigeria for years, the terrorists still kill them at will. Yeah, to send a signal to other villages that, because they still blame them. The terrorists actually blame them that they are informants whenever the Nigerian military, right, comes for them. Mind you, coming for them in itself, right, is also subjective. Meaning, thiefnubu's gang are not really interested, like Boko Haris, they are not interested in ending any problem. What they want to do is, manage it. Managing a problem means you can be seen to be doing something when you are doing nothing to end the problems. So in the process, they create more problems and they have more problems to manage, while the people are their direct victims whose lives have become so cheap that your criminal politicians don't even feel any whim whenever a life is lost. Yeah. So the terrorists are giving conditions, and the criminals in power are willing to offer them, give them as many yards as possible. You get that now? While at the same time pretend to be doing something. Oh, for example, they caught, Boko Haram, I'm sorry, it's Boko Haram, and Saru's 2 leaders. Oh, that must be great. They were caught in another West African country. Oh, that's great. How is that now impacting the real terrorists that are terrorizing the people? Here is another twist, though. They brought something, they called it Operation Safe Corridor. I've been talking about that for years. And guess what? Thiefnubu has continued with that same package for terrorists. Operation Safe Corridor simply means whenever terrorists want to come and have their own cash out or whatever view, all they have to do is just to say, give us the Quran, and we say we won't do it again. And all of their sins are forgiven, gone. Then we said, okay, if terrorists who repented, somebody, whether you were recruited as a child against your will, or I don't know, because you have actually carried weapons, arms against the innocent people of Nigeria on behalf of these terrorists, right? So if you are actually giving up being a terrorist in the name of that Quran that they are using to swear for them, right? In the name of that Quran, if you are being honest that you are out of it completely, the next you should do is to at least give the authorities a useful information that they can use in neutralizing others who are yet to. But it is only in Nigeria you will see these rogues from Borno to Niger to Katsina to Sokoto to all these, terror zones. Zamfara. That's why you're going to see some of these, rogues tell you that over 300,000 Boko Haram terrorists repented. Yet, there is no single information from the 300,000 repentant terrorists. Not a single information on how they can end the terrorism. Because the plan is not to end it. The plan is not to. So peace meeting with terrorists in itself is so easy when they come around to tell you that they don't negotiate with a terrorist, but openly they are celebrating what they called the repentant rehabilitation of the repentant terrorist. Like what the heck? While these terror leaders, right, have become kind of like celebrities of their own, ragtag terrorists, that somehow politicians and community leaders have their contacts. If they want peace meeting, they know how to reach them and call them out. If they want to, like, so 40 people were taken from Tsafe, local government area, this morning by the supposed terrorist peace talk attendees. And it's not just that. We have other attacks that have been reported in the last 24 hours. There is, I think somebody even put a list out. Yeah. They abducted 4 farmers into Numoriki in Zamfara just overnight. While they also kept the security guys are busy too. According to this report, the security, the military, they repelled their attack, right? And then they rescue kidnapped victims somewhere in a place called the Sabon Masalashi village in Ketare ward of Kankara local government. That's it, local government area. And that is in Katsina. The same place they had meeting. The same state where they had peace meeting, right? They still went on to go and kidnap people. Okay, they were rescued, repelled. All right. Somewhere in Tudumoriki, after Tudumoriki, they went on again, right, to kidnap another 12 people again in Zamfara. This is different from those they kidnapped from the mosque, right? Let me go and check the area. The area is called Godai village in Bokuyum, local government area in Zamfara. All of this in the last less than 24 hours ago that they had a peace meeting. Again, yeah. Oh, okay. I think that's pretty much of that. In Kirby, the military also had to kind of like repel them too. People where they come back from peace meeting, trying to get the list, right? In that same fast carry where they had peace talk, few hours after the peace talk that they said was successful, they staged an attack. An attack to kidnap people. So how many of these do you really think those who claimed to have security report, intelligence report, and all of that about the place, trying to protect Nigeria, how many of such attacks or these do they need to witness before they realize that they are not protecting you? They are aiding, encouraging, aiding and abetting these terrorists. As long as they can be under their control and let them know what they are doing, maybe they can remain terrorists. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, my good general.
Yes, sir. Abba, how are you?
I'm good, though, my good general.
This is probably like a nearly midnight in Japan. Is it Japan?
No. I'm calling from Ireland.
Oh, bless you. How come your number looks like that? Anyway, how are you, Abba?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. My good. Very happy to speak with you.
It's a pleasure.
Because I've been trying many times to get you, but it's very difficult. Number one.
Now, please.
Yes, sir. Number one, I want to thank you for your program. Your program has been wonderful, to be honest. And in fact, I've exchanged your program to the sermon. And for me, it's the sermon of life. Because you are telling the truth, it's in a temple of truth. And that is what your program is.
So, it's not meant to make everybody comfortable, but it's just to make everyone think. Like you listen and you're like, okay. Then you begin to think about everything you've heard. Compare them to what you also know. Yeah.
Exactly. So my brother, thank you. I want just digress a little because I know, in fact, like what you're saying today is wonderful. After the agreement, peace talk, they still struck. That's to show you that these people, they can never change.
No.
So, as a member of those who never believe in one Nigeria, there's big question I used to ask any of them that believe that Nigeria will be good. I used to ask them, look, for example, if Nigeria is not one, for example, if Yoruba is a country, would Yoruba now, Omoduduwa state, can't they have steady electricity? And that one will open his mouth and say, yes, they will have electricity. And I ask Benin man, if, for example, Benin is a country, can't they provide themselves common steady electricity? And they will say yes. I will not ask them, if Yoruba is a country, with their police so corrupt like as we have, they say never. And I ask them again, if, for example, Yoruba is their own country, did they think that this insecurity, it will be happening in their land? And they will say no. I said, then why are you supporting one Nigeria? Because in one Nigeria, you will never have steady electricity. In one Nigeria, this insecurity will continue. In one Nigeria, your police will remain corrupt. In one Nigeria, look, all this is, I used to ask myself, for example now, in Nigeria, even married woman, if you want to go and look for work, the other won't fuck her before you give her work. I don't know, if Yoruba is a country, will that what happen? He said never. I said, but after Nigeria remain one, this thing will continue to be happening. So why are you supporting that we will not divide that country?
And what did the person say? Probably speechless.
He will say, he will speechless. He's speechless. He only tell me, say, you people want to go, but you will never go. I say, but as you're holding us, everybody is suffering.
You don't understand. When people say, when somebody says, for example, right? If somebody says, the Biafrans, they won't go anywhere. They can continue to make all the noise. I said, it is somehow tantamount to somebody holding you down, that you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, you yourself don't go anywhere.
Oh.
You get that? Like, if people can read very well, like holding people down generally, all right? Except to hold you down, hold you here.
Yeah.
You're not going anywhere. Not an inch.
Yes.
But guess what? You two are not going anywhere. As much as
you're not going anywhere.
You probably have no dream of going anywhere, that I will have to rescue you to get myself off. But you should remember that you will be stagnant too. Whatever it is, the reason why you want me to remain that stagnant, right? You will be stagnant too. And you won't be holding that grip for too long as well. You will loosen it at a point. People will see.
Look, we are suffering one Nigeria now. It's not paying anybody.
No.
It's not paying anybody. It's not even paying even the North. It's not paying them. No. The only people that enjoy one is those people who have political power and those that is inside. For example, you see El-Rufai, he's no more in power. Now he gets sense. If they are in power, they don't get sense. Yeah. So it doesn't see clearly. That's why I laugh.
Lie too. Because we have seen that all the time, right? When they have that power,
yes.
Oh, sorry, before they have that power, they have all of the solutions.
Exactly.
Right? So when they now have that power, then they will begin to have all the excuses. Then when they lose that power, suddenly they come back to life. They start having the solution again. Like, you know, they say, okay, what about the time where you were there? Why didn't you try that? And you say, but I tried to. But it's just that, you know, I say, oh, God damn it. So it's always been like that. And people have let them.
Do you know, I was shocked the day I hear El-Rufai say that the only repentant terrorist is the one in the grave. I said, what? Is it El-Rufai that is saying this? But when he was in power, he said, we give them money. If anybody has any other solution, you should come forth. Imagine. When he was in power.
Look at this. Nigeria is trying to proscribe IPOB as a terrorist organization, but they've not killed anyone. They've not kidnapped anyone, all of that. But the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram, that have actually killed and kidnapped and wreaked havoc, they are being given amnesty. What do you think?
Give him money.
You know what his response was, El-Rufai? He said,
the
Boko Haram are not trying to break up Nigeria.
Imagine.
He said,
imagine.
The Boko Haram are just doing, and this is his statement too, I'm not even making it up. He said, the Boko Haram are just doing business. The IPOB want to break Nigeria. That one is more serious than what the Boko Haram are doing. But today,
that was when he was in power.
When he was in power.
That was when he was in power.
Yes. Today, he's telling us that a dead terrorist is a repentant terrorist. Because he's
just imagine. Just imagine. That's why, in fact, I used to thank God. I used to laugh. If you see the type of happiness when I see El-Rufai crying now, I say, wow. Wow. Now, so the thing they change so fast. So fast. Just 2 years ago, when he was with Buhari, he's like heaven and earth.
If you do agree, there were those who took the idea that criticizing Bokwari, for example, now you're like criticizing Bokwari, you are talking about his policies, and you are talking about the Fulani terrorists that have been allowed. Yeah, the likes of El-Rufai were the ones who helped, right, change the narrative to anybody who is saying that is actually hating the Fulanis, and that person also, right, hates Nigeria. If you say Bokwari is so clueless, he is so lifeless, they will say you are attacking the North.
Yes.
They will say you are attacking the North. If you criticize the way they are handling the Fulani terrorists and all that, they will say you get Fulani phobia. And because say you hate Fulanis. It was gone behind that, you know, bring behind all of that. And that is the same thing that the Ronukus are using today. If you see anything about thiefnubu, they will say it's because you hate the Yorubas. You say you are enemy of Nigeria. If you say this country is this and that right now, thiefnubu has finished this country, they will say, shut up your mouth. You people are enemy of Nigeria. You people you hate the Yoruba so much because the person there is a Yoruba man. It is the same.
It's a Yoruba man.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Okay, now.
And now, unfortunately, when Bokwari was there, the North, an average Northerner cannot tell you what exactly was that benefit. It benefited in the Northern.
Thank you.
Under Bokwari.
Thank you.
Nobody can come out and say, except for their normal, you know, their political anger-ons, those crumb eaters, crumb chasers. Ordinary person in the North cannot tell you what he benefited. Is it
nothing?
Healthcare.
Nothing.
Employment.
Nothing.
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
We are witnessing
It still remains the same
in the south. Still
remains the same. So, like, now, my brother, before I drop, like, for example, what I used to ask my Yoruba brothers, for example, now, when Boko Haram was there are some Yoruba people who are in exile.
Yes.
Wait, these people that went in exile, that they have their father's land, yes. And the Fulani people chase them away,
yes.
And you go and build camp. Why can't they return back? They say it's conflict. Okay, after conflict, Abi, you kill cow, they kill you. Then why? How can they left their origin? Now, in fact, this thing for me is difficult to understand. Even now, Yoruba man is the president, but those people have not come back to their father's land. What is happening?
Let me tell you something.
Eh?
The first thing they normally do is to deny. Okay, when Boko Haram came, he did not hide his intention to provide security for the Fulani others. Let's now just say, let's assume that there are also Fulanis. No, assume, no. There's actually a fact. Fulanis were also suffering from the real Fulani others. So they were suffering from what is called cattle rustling. Some group of criminals, they will attack them, kill them, and take their cows. Right? Now that's a problem. Before some of them now started claiming that the reason why they became bandits or terrorists was because they stole their cows. Remember, that was the genesis. They used to say that. They say, oh, it's because they attacked them, they took their... But when Boko Haram came in, you know what he did? He did not care about how you are going to feel or what you are going to say. He went straight into Nigerian army, created a section whose job to be following cows all over the country, protecting...
Jesus.
Remember, he carved out a branch of Nigerian army. They drafted people like this. They matched them on the field like this. They said they are the something protection, something in the military. Their job is that anywhere Fulani others get problem, direct number, they will call their commander. They will use every military. They will come down. Why am I saying this? While they are doing that, by style, the Fulani terrorists that they imported and those ones that are already in Nigeria, they were advancing. Based on whatever the agenda they have, they were advancing. And at the same time, there is this unwritten command that they have immunity. Nobody should touch them. From Boko Haram, all of this, to protect whatever agenda he had, he did not hide it. The Yoruba man is there today. If you go to our settlements in the Oyo North, not a part of Yoruba land, most of those people who have farms there can't even go to their farms anymore. I'm talking about farms that are settlement, that a government recognized settlement, that are located land, because most of those people have. If you go to Ondo State, if you go to Osun, you will see how much of our people have become so isolated in their own space. But guess what?
Jesus.
Thiefnubu and his gang would rather live in denial. Do you get that now? Like it's not happening, or it is little. It's not that big. In order for them not to confront it, like Boko Haram felt like cows' lives are more important, that he carved out a section in the Nigerian army to protect cows. Thiefnubu is denying it. That is happening. They would rather deny it than face it.
And it's happening.
And it's
happening.
Was it not just yesterday? Was it not yesterday or 2 days ago? I shared a video of a man who just paid 10 million naira, 10.5 million naira ransom in Kwara. It is happening. It's all over the place. But they would rather deny it so that they don't look bad. Do you get that now? Now, I was talking to one Ronuku randomly. You know what he told me? He said, you know that all these northerners, they are trying to remove Thiefnubu. So if Thiefnubu decides to start protecting Yorubas from these terrorists now, he's going to boomerang. So maybe after Thiefnubu come back in 2027, he will now do what you are saying. That is this brain of his and there are many like that. So whoever is between now and 2027, for Thiefnubu to be able to come back, so they should die. But for now, it is not happening.
Wait, that means they kill themselves, they accepted they will die for Tinubu to take power. Now they kill them, they do everybody. Tinubu have take power. Now they have to die again for Tinubu to finish 4 years.
Because these other people want to remove him.
Oh my God!
You know Nigeria better. These people are doing everything. If he starts kind of like going after them now, they will do everything to remove him. I was like, I get it. Now my fault. I mean, they talk to you. Now my fault. I mean,
exactly. But I want to ask that guy. Well, what they don't know is that, for example, like when Buhari was there, do anybody think it's the vote that is put Buhari second time? It's not the vote.
No.
He will put here, write the result and give the person that will call it. Very simple. So anything when you talk, he command Nigerian police, he command Nigerian army, he command the court, and they say he's the winner. Finish. That's why I'm sorry, Mayogu. Like for example, for me now, I want to hit a bombshell. Look, for me, I be follow obedient, but for me, do you know for me the wisest politician now? Do you know the person I call the wisest politician?
Who?
Kenneth Okonkwo.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Why?
Kenneth Okonkwo have known that if everybody vote Peter B, the winner will still be Tinubu. So he collected money from Atiku and be crying for Atiku.
But it doesn't even have to collect. You see, most times, there's something called positioning. If you notice, most of the guys that some people are accused of collecting money, sometimes, right? It's not that money. It is positioning. And mostly when you listen to them, when all of them are talking, pay attention to remove the mind that they don't pay this one. No. Remove that mind first. Listen. You realize that's how I got to know that he's working for Atiku. Or he would love to be in Atiku's camp. He categorically gave himself up in that way by positioning himself as somebody who, if I want to go and defend somebody on on TV now, to convince people, what kind of person what kind of things should I look for? Oh, we need somebody who had a presidential experience. We need somebody who is not from the South. Oh, we need somebody who has money. We need somebody. So who fits into this criteria? I don't have to say. I'm just saying that's the kind of person we need. So now we're going to put the person in that box and say, okay, on this box of person we get presidential experience, Atiku, put that there. The one we get money with Atiku. The one we get connection enough, like I can also hire people within the system, right, to rig as well. Who be that person who go pay Atiku, put them inside that box. What about people who people wanted to vote for? No, it's not about voting for. It's about who can rig.
It's not about voting for. The vote is not counting.
So he's positioning himself. Because in the long run, right? In the long run, like if Peter Obi became your president in Nigeria in 2023, Kenneth Okonkwo right now would be probably an appointee. They would have found him something. And it would have doubled a lot. Because he did a lot in that 2023, no doubt.
Yeah.
So in this
he did a lot.
He's also positioning. Don't be surprised when they announce and say, oh, Atiku's campaign team, Kenneth Okonkwo. Positioning.
Yeah.
That will be the time the war will now come.
Yeah.
You know Segun Showumi?
But he knows that.
Remember that Segun Showumi?
Yes.
I remember him from my own state, state, Ogun State.
That was crying for Obi.
You get it was vying for Obi. Then he met with thiefnubu. Then suddenly thiefnubu became the most smartest, most brainy person. And when the Obi started calling him out, he just went straight for Obi. He called Obi Martel or something. No, he called him something. And they were like, Baba, what's happened now? Like you met thiefnubu yesterday. Today, you don't go mad everywhere. It is called positioning.
Yeah.
You go position yourself. And once they holler at you, you just grab them.
Fighting for their belly.
Likely shock you too. Maybe not that much.
Thank you. All right.
You have a good afternoon.
Brother. Thank you very much.
You know, it's crazy, right? You need to understand. That's why when you are dealing with anything Nigeria, from my own experience, my own tiny, small experience, right? I have learned that you don't go all the way, especially when people are pretending to be fighting for Nigeria or one Nigeria. They are mostly not honest people. You may be honest because you want one Nigeria that works, right? And that is what pays the abuse because they have to pretend that they also care. But this time, they want to do it. But most of the time, it's all lies, trying to find a means of getting your own little, part of the pie. And you can bite the Nigerian proverbial pie or national cake by different means. You don't even have to be a politician. They don't even have to appoint you into their political offices. And you can still continue to bite the proverbial national cake. Because the criminals in Nigeria, over time, especially if you remember the story of the Soldiers of Fortune, it's not story, it's a book. Soldiers of Fortune. The military rule in Nigeria, the characters, and now they depleted the country. What did they do with their loot? How did they move all their loot? What about the proxies that took the money for them? The monies that Nigeria will never find again, will never see again. And I'm talking about hundreds of millions of pounds, of dollars, of name it. Soldiers of Fortune. The military rule, the oil windfall, and God, man. One of them is Jeremiah Useni. Jeremiah Useni sounds about right, yeah? Yeah, you know him. I'll tell you more about him because I'm actually going to read an article on him to you. So they said they bought one house in London as far back as 1992, 93 or thereabout, right? And the value of the house was like 740,000 pounds. But the property was bought in fake name. Now with fake name. Money stolen from Nigeria, invested in properties in the UK, and guess what, right? There were so many mansions, properties abandoned that were believed to be owned by many corrupt African criminal politicians, and a chunk of that from Nigeria. I think it was last year that there was a ruling that said they should forfeit some of these unclaimed properties, estates, big stuff in the UK to be forfeited to the states since nobody is forthcoming to claim them. So to say, or the last person that was kind of like known as the owner or the occupant, they are dead and there's nobody turning up again. Stolen money from Nigeria, invested in real estate in the UK for decades. It's been like that. And most of them are bought either in their girlfriend's name, their friend's name, their concubines like that, boyfriends, and other funny associates. Most of them that they are paraded in front of your TV in Nigeria as partners, investors. They are those who help them to ferry these monies out of the country. Jeremiah Useni is dead, I think, today. But the story is so, I don't know, like, is it funny or so embarrassing? Right? And sad. Actually, that's the word. It's very sad. They try to game the system, but not for long. Only for the human rights lawyer or constitutional lawyer, Ozekhome, the one that was telling us about why Nigeria is not working and won't work, not on this fake constitution or so. He's now fingered in this battle for the ownership of a property that is purely proceed of corruption. Oh, I'm going to share it. Let me read it. Right? 1 second though. Let me share the screen so it will make sense. I should be reading and you'll be watching me like, okay, we're listening. Jeremiah or Jerry Useni caught in a web of forgery, fake death, and false names in UK property. That's what Cable used as their own rider. So let's use that. I'll bring it on the screen and I'll read it out. Take my intermittent break and then take calls. Okay? So the rogues looting Nigeria from time immemorial, right? Even in death, they still very much causes a ruckus. Now let's try it this way. The story, the beginning. So this case began with what appeared to be a routine application at the land registry in London in February 2023. How did Ozekomeh become part of this? We'll see. So here is the story. Oh, hang on. It's my screen. Right. So Ozekomeh, Michael Ozekomeh, sought to register a transfer of the property executed in his favor in August 2021 by Mr. Tali Shani. Tali Shani is Jeremiah Useni or Jerry Useni, a former minister in Nigeria under the military rule, by the way. So Ozekomeh was working to get the property transferred to him because, according to him, the owner, Mr. Tali Shani is a fake name, to let you know. So Mr. Tali Shani has given the property to him, Michael Ozekomeh, as a gift, I think, in London. So Ozekomeh now was making a move to get it transferred to himself. And dear Kasala bust. So here I said, but when the solicitors representing Miss Tali Shani, oh, hang on. Let's start from here, right? She said, when the solicitors representing Miss Tali Shani is also a fake name, just like Mr. Tali Shani. Miss Tali Shani is a fake name created, but you know the wonderment here, Baba, this fake identity gets NIN in Nigeria, BVN, ECOWAS passports, Nigeria passport, all of this stuff manufactured in Nigeria to deceive the court in the UK. So they said, Mr. Tali Shani transferred the property to Mr. Tali Shani. Mr. Tali Shani is now fighting Ozekomeh, I think, because Ozekomeh said Mr. Tali Shani transferred it to him. But there is no Mr. Tali Shani, there is no Mr. Tali Shani. Or fake. But what is real is that the Mr. Tali Shani happened to be Jerry Useni. And Michael Ozekomeh is also real, a constitutional lawyer in Nigeria who possibly knows about this fraud. Right? But yeah, Nigerian lawyers are very famous for that. We'll come to that. So they said effectively, both Mr. Tali Shani and Mr. Tali Shani, one male, the other female, were claiming ownership of the same property. So what followed, the tribunal said, was a quite extraordinary series of hearings filled with mutual accusations of forgery, conspiracy, corruption, and impersonation. Fake identity and web of lies first. So central to the case was the identity of a Mr. Tali Shani, who never appeared before the tribunal, despite multiple adjournments. In 2024, our lawyers said she was hospitalized and later produced documents claiming she had died in Nigeria. The tribunal examined those documents closely. Medical reports, a Nigerian national identity slip, a mobile phone bill, a death certificate, and even an obituary notice. Anakwe Marcel Obasi had testified as a witness claiming to be a cousin of the applicant. He claimed that late cousin Miss Tali Shani and the late General Jeremiah Useni had a very long affair, an affair that I believed lasted a decade and remained cordial and friendly afterwards. Obasi claimed that his cousin, Miss Tali Shani, had told him that she once wanted to move to the UK but changed her mind, but then gave money to the late Jeremiah Useni to assist her in the purchase of a property in London, where she was going to reside in the early 1990s. So the witness admitted that he had not produced a single photograph of himself with his supposed cousin, Useni, the respondent, or even his purported nephew, Damola. So he said, photographer, this is the web of lies, photographer killed by bandits. So when pressed on this, he explained that he was not a photogenic person and that he never found it necessary to take such pictures. regarding the alleged funeral, right, and burial of his cousin, Mr. Lishani. He said, Mr. Talishani, he said that there had been an official photographer present, but added a dramatic claim that the photographer was killed by a bandit 2 days after the funeral. Ayodele Damola, who claimed to be the biological son of Mr. Lishani, said his mother purchased the property in 1993. He also claimed that his mother was in a relationship with Useni in that period, and that my mother, through General Useni, agreed to rent out the property rather than leaving the same fallow. So Damola also alleged that the transfer of the property to Ozekhome was an attempt by Useni to repay 54 million naira, which he had borrowed from the senior lawyer for an election campaign. Now here Ozekhome enter. So Damola, the cousin to, so the nephew to Miss Talishani, claiming that Miss Talishani had transferred the property to Ozekhome. And because Mr. Lishani, oh, hang on, that can mix it. Right? Okay, let's take that again. It's confusing, right? So, said Damola also alleged that the transfer of the property to Ozekhome was an attempt by Useni to read. Okay, so it was Useni that transferred the property to Ozekhome. So the bone of contention from Damola now is that Useni bought the house, but the money used in buying the house was given to Useni by Mr. Lishani, who is now dead. But 2 days after a burial, a funeral, the photographer that took pictures of the funeral got killed by bandits, so they don't have any evidence of the funeral. So to say, so it is now that Useni was the one who now gave the house to Ozekhome. So who is Mr. Talishani? But for those who probably remember Jeremiah Useni or Jerry Useni in Jaws back in the days, right? They said most of his investments had names like Tali, Shani, Tali, this Tali, or Shani that. So is Mr. Talishani, a fake name that, anyway, let's continue. He said, he told the tribunal that the general had first asked his mother, okay, sorry, Damola is actually the son to Mr. Lishani. Sorry about that. Damola is now the daughter to Mr. Lishani, who says that the general had first asked his mother to transfer the property to the respondent, but when she refused, they then persuaded a poor innocent man, presumably Mr. Talishani, to apply for a passport and pose as the owner. Web of lies, confusing, right? So Mr. Talishani, okay, let me just rack my brain a bit, okay. So Jeremiah Useni was supposed to buy a house for Mr. Lishani. When they bought the property is in the name of one Mr. Talishani. So now, Jeremiah Useni asked Mr. Lishani to transfer the property to Ozekhome, but she refused. So Jeremiah Useni now hired a man called Talishani to go and get passport and go and pose as the owner of the house. I don't get that. Because the property is in the name of Mr. Talishani. You'll see the property, don't worry. You will. But here, I think I'll put it more like bigger. Now, public money, where they steal, they travel all these places so far. You get? So, anyway, now a series of contradictions and discrepancies. While Obasi had claimed Mr. Lishani was terminally ill, resided in Lagos and barely had any mobility, Damola, in an affidavit, said his mother died in a road accident along Jos Abuja Road. The purported death certificate stated that she died in a hospital, while an affidavit sworn in Abuja on the 7th of October 2024 by her supposed son claimed that she had died on 3rd October 2023 by accident along Jos Plateau State and Abuja Way. Another contradiction was that on the obituary, a Thanksgiving service was listed for Sunday, November 30, 2024, but that date did not match the calendar. Now, Mrs. Tali can't be that too. We're gone. My people Grace mental gone new, but wait, let me see if I can put it boldly on the screen. See Mrs. Talishani, late Miss Talishani, 79. But the funniest is that this person doesn't exist at all. She doesn't exist. And Ozekomeh, who is a constitutional lawyer, is in the middle of it because of who is going to kind of like officially get the property in their name. Do you get it now? So they said that on the November 30th, 2024 was actually a Saturday, with the Sunday falling on December 1. This mismatch was one of the factors that led the tribunal to dismiss the obituary as a forgery. There were also discrepancies in Ms. Tali Shani's date of death presented by the witnesses. Fake NIN, fake address. Festus Esongbedo, head of legal, regulatory and compliance services at the National National Identification Number, National Identity Management Commission, NIMC rather, testified that he investigated the National Identification Number, NIN slip presented by Tali Shani was fake, fraudulent, and not authorized by the commission. Ozekhome is involved in all these forgeries. Just don't mix it together. Here you get. Because the purpose was to get the UK tribunal to transfer the ownership of the property to him, Ozekhome. Not that he's representing anybody here. Information is that Jerry Useni owed Ozekhome 54 million naira. And the 54 million naira, to pay for that, Jeremiah Useni wants Ozekhome to have a 740,000 pounds property in London. You get that now? So they now have to create a persona for this Tali, or I don't know. Because anyway, let's continue. This is Miss Tali's, and I actually don't know about Jesus Christ. They see Mrs. Tali. You see a NIN. Now, NIN be that. And it is fake. So the NIN slip was forged according to NIMC. Further investigation said, confirmed it was obtained by irregular means, leading to its complete removal from the system. Among the irregularities he highlighted were that the registration was done remotely in Monaco rather than in person. No fingerprints were captured because the unknown agents who created the NIN had fraudulently made use of the amputee provisions. Provisions of. Do you understand that? Man. The person wanted to make the fake document, right? Fill the part that said the applicant is an amputee, which means they've cut off their limb, so they can't thumbprint. So no thumbprinting. Ms. Tali. So another witness, Ibrahim Sini, a superintendent with the Force Intelligence Department, Nigerian Police Force, traced the mobile bill, supposedly in the name of Ms. Tali Shani, back to its real source. More than do ECOWAS travel document for Ms. Shani. Do you see that? Let me see if I can bring that up. See that document? That's a big document. That's ECOWAS document. Travel document. For somebody we know exists to, but the plan, is to finally possibly go claim the house. Because 750,000 pounds house. How much is 100,000 pounds? 100,000 pounds is like a 200 million naira. So 200 million times 7. 1.4 billion naira. Maybe roughly of a 1.5 billion naira. Have you only thief? Or a drug addict? No, only thief. We use a property of 1.5 billion naira to settle the debt of 54 million naira. Something is just not right. It's shady. I know some people will be like, they are not surprised, you know? Let's continue. They did ECOWAS travel document for her. So inquiries with the telecommunications company revealed that the account was actually registered to Mohammed Edewo, the Lagos solicitor connected with the applicant's legal team. State intelligence operatives in Jos were then dispatched to verify the address. They went there physically. Useni testified and confirmed that this address simply did not exist. Oh, fake son, fake cousin. We'll get into that part now. The judge concluded that all the evidence to prove Ms. Talishani's identity were fraudulent. In quotes, I do not accept that she was ever a real living person. I do not accept that she therefore died, whether in the hospital or in a mysterious car accident on the road to Abuja. I certainly do not accept that she purchased this property in London in 1993 in her heydays. Nor do I accept that Mr. Ayodele Damola is her son or that Mr. Anokwe Obasi is her cousin, the tribunal held. So he added that the evidence showed forgery and deception and struck out the case as an abuse of process. The case has been pursued by others in the name of a person who never existed. The judgment declared. Now, Ozekome's case collapsed. Remember that Ozekhome is the out of it's like he's the one who wants to take the property. He's the one they want to give the property to, according to his own application, that he is the rightful owner since Mr. Jeremiah Useni or Mr. Tali Shani gave him the property. So Ozekhome, who presented himself in the later stages of the proceedings, argued that the property was transferred to him in 2021 by Mr. Talishani, who he claimed was the true registered owner. Although Useni registered it in the name of Ms. Talishani. He admitted that he had never known Mr. Talishani before January 2019 and that he had no personal knowledge of the original 1993 purchase of the London property or of its management in the years that followed. Instead, he relied on his relationship with Useni, whom he had known for over 2 decades, as both a client and a friend. According to Ozekhome, his acquaintance with Mr. Shani developed after their introduction in 2019. He described Shani as a man from a wealthy family involved in farming cattle, groundnuts, and mangoes, and as a big property guy engaged in commercial dealings. Hey, Ozekhome. Ozekhome stated that he undertook a number of legal matters for him, winning several cases. These services, he said, ranged from advisory work to court appearances. Although pressed, he declined to produce documentary proof of this work, citing the shield of client confidentiality and privilege. The central plank of Ozekhome's evidence related to the transfer of the London property to him in 2021. He insisted that the transfer was a gift from Mr. Shani, given in gratitude for the extensive legal services he had rendered in the 2 years since their introduction. I know you are laughing right now because you can easily see that, damn it, man. You see, your elite, they are not different from those who are defending Bokwari and his NEPA bill. They are not different from the senior advocate of nuisance who are also defending thiefnubu and his drug heroin trafficking deal. Yeah, it's just about them getting their own cut from the national cake. So he insisted that the transfer was a gift from Mr. Shani. Ozekomeh testified that Shani felt beholden to him, even describing him as a father figure. He denied ever paying the £500,000 mentioned in Shani's statement or any other sum in cash. Instead, he argued that the property was transferred to him as recognition that the value of his legal services exceeded that amount. Okay, possibly. It's 1.5 billion naira in Nigeria. I don't think that is too much for a senior advocate of a nuisance. I mean, they are billing them more. Tinubu paid billions to the guys who made his drug dealing, heroin trafficking evidence never to see the light of the day in the court, in Nigerian courts. So yeah, maybe the chicken change. But na looted fund they take by him. That is why nobody can boldly come out and say I am the owner. And even if they did, who's going to actually do anything to them? Anyway, Ozekomeh. So, but the tribunal found this story equally false. Mr. Tali did not purchase this property himself in 1993, and so had no title of his own to pass to the respondent, the judge ruled. The court said the narrative advanced by Ozekomeh and supported by his son amounted to a contrived story, invented in an attempt to provide a plausible reason for the transfer. Something that now that judge they go settle in Nigeria, and Ozekomeh go write it as one of his achievements in court. I have fought property law in the UK, in America, in all those places. I have worked as a lawyer. I don't lawyer for who? For your corrupt friends, for your criminal friends. Most of them that you've always like been shielding from the real, in order for them to go and commit more crimes. So that all of us can then become motivational speaker. Why our leaders need to do the right thing. We need leadership who love this country. We don't need people who are so selfish. Meanwhile, all of them did the same WhatsApp group. Robbing us. Rubbing it on our faces, right? But the mumus. Here, they said the real Shani is... So the tribunal accepted that a man named Mr. Talishani exists and holds a genuine Nigerian passport, but found his claim of buying a London property in 1993 at age 20 to be implausible and unproven. Did you hear me? Mr. Chani, with the document they presented, was 20-year-old young man in 1993 when he coughed out that amount of money to buy property in London. Mr. Chani, 20-year-old, high right. Anyway, so Chani, who testified as, they don't go find Mr. Chani. So Chani, who testified as Ozekomeh's witness, had claimed in his evidence that he bought it with his own money as an investment and appointed Useni to manage it from the start. However, the tribunal held that his account lacked detail, supporting documents, and credibility, and that his explanations, claiming wealth from cattle and mango sales, were unconvincing. Like, how many mango you think he will sell for that time? We say, oh, like, I don't know, like cattle and mango. Damn it, Nigerian lawyers. Damn. They don't go cook everything, say, when we get to that UK tribunal, you just say that, okay, don't worry, I will back it up with some legal quotes. Some legal quotes. Say, okay, sir, I'll do that. You know. Anyway, however, said his stated purchase price conflicted with documentary evidence showing the property was first bought in 1993 by one Phillips Bincan for £110,000. Shani later altered his story, but could not reconcile the discrepancies. His testimony slashed with Useni's own statement that they only met years later, with Shani approaching him in 2010 to manage the property. You see the conflicting there, right? It's obvious it's fake, right? So the tribunal therefore concluded that Shani had nothing to do with the 1993 purchase. Nothing. So here is the real story. And this is the property I'll show you. Useni used false name to buy the property. That's the real story. Useni was eventually called to testify as a witness. The retired general, who died in January 2025, gave video testimony in June 2024, confirming that he, not anyone called Talishani, bought the property in 1993. I owned it. I bought the property before I gave it to someone to run. I paid the deposit, then bit by bit, I bought it. It is my property. He told the court, here is the property, the house, that is now 740,000 pounds in value. I said, so the property, the property is 76 Randall Avenue in London, right? So here is the conclusion I would say. The tribunal noted that Useni's evidence was consistent with documents showing the 1993 purchaser as Phillips Bincan, another alias, another fake name. The tribunal concluded that the London property was purchased by Useni, who was also a minister of transport under Ibrahim Babangida, and not the man claiming to be Mr. Talishani. Although the property was registered under the name Talishani, the tribunal held that evidence from a Jersey court case showed that Useni had the practice of using false or coded names, such as Tim Chani, for bank accounts and companies. The court held that the similarity of names and timing strongly supported the findings that Useni deliberately used the false name Talichani to register the property. The tribunal ruled that since Mr. Talishani had no legal title to transfer London property to Ozekomeh, the chief land registrar must cancel Ozekome's application to be registered as proprietor. The evidence showed Useni, who was the real owner of the property, had directed the transfer to Ozekomeh, of course. The tribunal rejected shifting claims by Ozekomeh and Shani about consideration for the transfer, ranging from cash payment to legal services worth over £500,000 to gifts of property to a gesture of gratitude, finding them contradictory, implausible, and fabricated. So the court concluded that Shani was merely a conduit used by Useni, who had registered the property in the first name, Talishani, in 1993, and therefore Shani could not pass ownership to Ozekomeh. So, sorry. As to precisely why General Useni chose to direct this transfer to the respondent, I do not need to, and indeed cannot, make detailed findings. I consider that it is highly possible that it was in satisfaction of some debt or favor owed. So, end story, or the end of story. They will loot in Nigeria, and some of this money have been lost to some of these countries where these properties are, hidden, or some of these bank accounts are never to be known from the money they stole from their people in Nigeria. When everybody laments about Nigeria, a poverty country, Nigeria is poor, this or that, the criminals from 1990s, they are not different from the criminals from the 1980s. Same, not different from the criminals from the 1970s. It's just that they become more and more notorious, and they gain notoriety over time. And the victims are still pretty much the same. Nigerians. Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Okay. Hello, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Idris, are you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Brilliant. Please, go on.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for everything that you've been doing, sir. And we really appreciate you for your expertise. And God continue to bless your wisdom. So I want to start from the last one you mentioned now, which is Tali. This is just one out of 100 that happens in Nigeria currently because the politician, or let me say,
that reminds me of something, right? When you look at the Yahoo
okay.
Boys, right?
Yes, exactly.
Tend to have all of their kind of like their plays and all that. But if you pay attention very well, those Yahoo Boys making themselves think they are this, that they are not as slick as they are criminal politicians who can move billions, right? Under fake name, under fake anything, and they will still attend the Jumat on Friday. And they will still attend the Thanksgiving on Sunday to go and do praise and worship. But yet they've moved fortune out of the country under false name to things that you can't even imagine. Go on.
You see, what I said is that, you see, you normally say something is, they are not even politicians, they are politicians. So they are thief, and they are also being tricky at the same time. Because, for example, I believe in the Western world, I don't think you need huge sum of money to enter any election. And moreover, even for you to enter any position, government position, you are only going there to serve people. You are not there to embezzle money. But it is in Nigeria that we see it as a career. Just like every other professional career, we see politicians as a career. You see someone that has spent over 10, 20, 30 years. Look at the likes of the former Farouk Lawan, this former Senate president. He has been in the position for over God knows when. And the likes of many others, they are still there and they keep embezzling money. They keep embezzling. For you to enter any politics, you have to go and lend a lot of money. I know a lot of politicians that, as of today, sir, before they can enter any position, they've lent a lot of money. Okay, look at the likes of this. I saw a post recently, I think today, about this Anambra APC governor candidate. That's Nicholas Ukachukwu something. He was embarrassed because he was embarrassed. It's on social media. So he one public.
I think it's the APC candidate.
APC governorship candidate. That's Nicholas Ukachukwu something. He was embarrassed. He allegedly owed something of 1 billion.
They didn't say
now,
what he bought from them now.
You and I know that they are all collecting this money just for them to buy themselves some ways into the elected position. And once they enter the position, the first 2 or 3 years, they are going to amass some wealth that they're going to use to pay back. Now, you that you are collecting crumbs, you are collecting 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira. You are saying it is my inheritance of my forefathers that I'm collecting from them. You are eating. Don't you know that once they enter, they will make sure they accumulate all the money they need to. And now, the funny part is, even when they are trying to leave, they are going to make sure that they draft some draconian law that's going to make sure that it's going to till they die. They are still going to be amassing wealth. Look at the likes of Abacha. Look at the likes of Babangida. Their family can never be poor. And now they are not in power. And yet, till tomorrow, they are still going to be rich. So this country, I keep saying that the last thing that the reality of a bad thing that's going to happen to us again is if Tinubu enter again the next election. But the fact remains that if the election comes today, all those people that are still crying foul, they are still going to vote for this person just because of sentimental or just because of this tribalism, ethnicity, and this and that. I have been advocating to people that the only 2026 is going to be the worst year again. Why is that every year is like worse? Just like just like the time of Tinubu. I mean the time of what do we call it? Buhari. It is even good though. Meanwhile, it is even rubbish then. But God though. Even just like
you know what? Whatever you think you are going through under thiefnubu right now, that is going to come next will be worse. Because I remember people used to say,
Exactly.
Omo forget it too. There's nobody that will be worse than Bokwari. This Bokwari is worse. Baba Bagbe, nobody, even this thiefnubu that is doing like this, there's no way it's going to be worse to like Bokwari. Today, the story don't change.
The story has changed. 2026 is going to be more.
Like it's okay. It's okay to be going through what you are going through in that contraption right now. You know, like it's all right. Instead of being grateful.
2026 is going to be worse. And I have some. I draft out some things that are going to make it worse. Number one, if you buy petrol more than at least 10 liters or something, you pay some charges on it. You pay some interest. I mean, some tax. If you now they are bringing under and yes, 5%. Now, currently we are paying. If someone send me 10,000 naira into my this fintech app like OP, Money Point, and what have you, they will deduct 15 naira from my account. Yes. Now, calculate 15 naira times millions of people that are using the application. They are collecting that. FRS is collecting that money. Now, another law is now coming up with again that something that all of us that we are even collecting little from these our workers, our be it private worker or public worker, they'll still be collecting money. Everybody. Next year, a lot of people that are even trying to these market women that they are trying to put their money into bank. Now they are going to be forced to remove their money, be holding the money in their house. Another thing is that crime is going to increase because recently there has been reduction in crime because people are not they are not keeping money. But now I don't even understand why. I don't know. They are not even giving them foresight. They're not giving them foresight
about that. I don't want to probably like put anybody in any panic mode where it's going to happen. Okay. They just said that the IRS, FIRS, or whatever body they give the authority, right? They will be the ones to determine which of your money they are going to tax and which one they are not.
Just imagine.
Right? They will have access to your bank, and they are telling people that if you have, for example, me that sends a lot of money to the family back in Nigeria for the upkeep of the kids and welfare stuff, share you get. Now that money, right, will possibly put my family in the category of the probably like 3-4%. Reason is this: they believe that anybody who is earning less than 70,000 naira won't pay taxes. Okay. So if you are earning 70,000, you will pay taxes, but it's going to be anything above 800,000. So that's 840,000. So that's what they are telling people. However, if you receive gifts or monthly allowance, they are not supposed to tax that. If you're also a business person, right, where probably people just, for example, the POS people, right? So they are saying that it is your charges they will charge, which means the money you charge, commission you charge on each money. So your bank account, is what they will be dealing with. So if they check your bank account and they discover that this month alone, you've received over 80,000 naira or 100, right? So next month you get another 100. So you're automatically going to be taxed, not like you are going to go and file it, they will take it from your bank. So that is what now will lead to what you just said, that a lot of people will think putting the cash in their homes will probably be safer, and that will trigger another thing when you're trying to fix a problem.
That will actually trigger because
intentionally.
Because we have an agency.
You know, so I'm not preparing myself for that, right? I'm waiting for the time that maybe I will just send money for allowance. And they will go and check their money. They will say, government don't come, Tinubu's government don't come on to 1.1 million naira tax because that's how much you owe. 1 point skinny, they will call me back and say, they've taken our money for tax. So that's the kind of cries I'm going to be seeing a lot. Okay.
You see,
that's what they do.
You actually Samuel, you actually explained it very explicit. You actually explained it very well. But the thing is that a lot of people do not have this knowledge, and that is why they created one juicy department in this parastata. I think they call it NOA, Nigeria Orientation Agency. But they will not orientate anybody. Meanwhile, they will just keep giving themselves directorship, directorate. They will just keep lying. We know them. We know. It's just that
National Orientation Agency. Okay. They should call them the national, what do you call it? Brainwashing agents. No, brainwashing agents. Because they have to socially condition you. They are going to tell you that this is Nigeria, for the sake of our country, we want you to be thinking like this. We want you to be acting like this. You get that now?
Yeah.
So if you don't follow this, that means you're a rebel or unpatriotic.
Yeah.
It's called social conditioning.
But look at that. Do you know that even they are still deducting some money? For example, if I want to check my account balance via USSD code, they will subtract some money. If I want to check anything using USSD code, the money we are even paying is even outrageous. And in the Western world, I'm not bothered about removing of tax or removal of anything, but the usefulness of it is my own concern. I have not benefited anything as far as my age is concerned now. Currently, I have not benefited anything.
See here,
I have not benefited anything.
Nobody touches your money. Okay.
Okay.
They do have different kinds of accounts. There are some accounts that they call something running cost, or running charges or something like that. I don't know. So they will tell you that yearly we're going to charge you. Mostly, I think that's for business, by the way. Or rather, they give you money. And you can easily, if you leave more than £100 in some bank accounts, you're likely going to get like maybe £2 extra interest, right? I've left, a tiny bit of money in an account here that I ended up adding an extra over time. It's kind of like added extra £27. That's not my money. That's just because I left it there. But Nigeria is a place where you will leave 100,000 in your bank.
You will leave by 1 month. It will be deducted.
The bank can try to empty everything for next month.
Exactly. That's just reality. That is just reality.
Where I hear that they greeted you, right? They greeted you that Happy New Month. And
Happy birthday. Of course.
Your bank will charge you, say SMS charges. I say, what is SMS charges? I say, they charge you £5. They charge you £5. They charge you 10 naira. They charge you 50 naira. If you want to receive a notification that somebody sent you money for SMS. So I was like, what the heck is that? And guess what? Nigerian banks don't give loans as they should to businesses. But Nigerian banks are always declaring huge profits. And you are wondering, like,
am I able to just round it off?
Yeah, bank was supposed to just round it off because they put money in. Their money is working in the economy. No. Nigerian banks are making profits by picking your pockets, emptying your bank accounts, different charges, because the criminals in charge of the country allows it. They allowed it.
Just to round it off for sir, because other people can just call in. No, hello, right. Am I online? Okay, so now what I just want to
Idris.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's unreal. Some of these things are unreal. I mean, I feel bad when I probably go below my credit limit on my cars, and then I get charged. They just took £45 from my bank simply because I didn't put enough money back on my credit card. So it pains. But Nigeria, if you wouldn't even notice if you have a lot of money. You won't notice. Now only when your money don't come to 100,000, 150,000, you begin to notice that every now and then they take money from me. Why are they taking money from your bank? SMS charges, a bank charges, a bank this or that. And proudly, they would declare how much they made. All the banks, they will tell you, Access Bank made 231 billion naira from bank charges alone. No profit from them or giving money out to encourage businesses to expand, hire other people and get return back. So we made money from investing in the people, but no, it's an unreal place. Almost unreal. Yeah. Anyway, I was going to possibly share some of our other clips and all that, but I think I'm going to keep that for the evening so that we can have enough to gist about in the evening. Okay. So thank you very much for your time. I hope you all have a wonderful morning. For those of you in the US and others, enjoy the rest of the noon, and I will see you again. All right.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Mayegun dayari politico.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Mayegun dayari Mayegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Mayegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Mayegun ti dé.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ̀lú ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.